Good morning, scientists. So today we've studied quite a few things about astronomy so far. We started out with the whole universe. Then we went a little bit smaller to just galaxies. And then from the galaxies, we were studying just stars. Now, all those things, if you remember, they're all held together by gravity. So gravity's pulling everything together. It's what's holding me on the earth right now. It's what's holding the water in the lake and all the dirt on the surface. So all these things are formed by gravity, and that's what we're going to be learning about in our next unit, about how gravity takes a nebula and creates stars and solar systems and so forth. So a couple things to know is, one, what is a nebula? Two, what is gravity? How does that work? So today's assignment is real simple today. It's just starting out with some vocabulary. You'll see in the modules it says vocabulary part 1. It lists all the vocabulary for all 3 parts there. Today, just do part 1. There's a few words there. Write down the definitions of them. I'm not going to look at it or grade it until you have all 3 parts done. Then you'll submit all 3 parts at the end of this unit just before the test. So today, just do the few words, just do part 1, and then tomorrow you're going to need to understand those words to get to the next part. So that's it. So today, just vocabulary, that's it. That's all you got to worry about. Also, another thing, I want to give a big shout out to Ashley in my second hour. She did a great job on the extra credit. So you may have noticed that in the modules, there's an extra credit opportunity. It's the MODS Extra Credit Challenge. So MODS is the Museum of Science and Discovery, or Museum of Discovery and Science. So they have, each week, they put out another challenge where there is an experiment that you could do at home, some kind of investigation, and with some basic, simple supplies. So Ashley did a really nice job. You could see here where she's posted her quadrant plot, where she divided up and kind of counted up the number of plants and critters that she has and in a spot of her yard. And then she counted up how many were in one little square there, did that for a few squares, averaged it, and then multiplied to see how many of those critters would be in the entire plot. And then she could even take that and multiply that to see how many of those same critters and things would be in her entire yard. So that's one use for a quadrant plot. In astronomy, scientists would use a quadrant plot for the sky too, rather than counting every single star in the sky, which we could actually do that with some artificial intelligence and digital cameras these days. But they could also just take one little area of the night sky and then count the number of stars in that square and then multiply that by the entire sky to find out how many stars there would be total in the night sky. So that's an application of that lab activity. This week's lab activity on that challenge, I think, has something to do with zip lines and engineering. So you can have fun with that. You don't have to do the challenge, but if you want, there's an extra credit. They have a different one each week, and you could do all of them each week and get 10 points each week. On there, it has what you could do to submit. You could submit the little one-page lab report. I'll try to post an example. Ashley did a nice job of a one-page lab report, so I'll post hers on there. You could see that as an example on Canvas, and you could do that. Or if you prefer, if you want to record like a little video of yourself, kind of like I'm doing right now, where you're demonstrating and showing what you created, what you did, and explaining your project, you could do that too. So if that's easier for you than writing it out, and you want to do a little 2-3 minute video explaining it, that's fine too. So whatever you prefer, whatever's easiest, okay? So that's it. So anyways, look in the module where it says Extra Credit MODS Challenge if you're interested in that. All right, so stay curious, and remember, today the only assignment is the vocabulary.